My girlfriend tried to ambush me into helping her babysit 5 kids for free and got mad at me when I left her to fend for herself. So, my girlfriend, 23F, babysits for her cousins on her days off a few times a month for extra cash. I, 24M, tend to help out when I'm also off, or after work if they're still there, because I'm the oldest sibling from a big household and do well with kids, and she says it's because I'm still half a kid myself. Yesterday, I got a text from her asking me if I would like to come over. I arrived at her place, and we chatted for a while, all while she kept trying to offer me booze and getting me to take a drink, which I continuously turned down because I had plans with my dad that night, a late birthday celebration since it was raining heavily on the actual day. She didn't say anything about it, but looking back, I think she made a face, though I'm not sure. We hung out a bit more, and I still had 2 hours before I had to go pick up my dad, and her cousin pulled up. Unsurprisingly, it was my girlfriend's day off, and of course, she's babysitting today. Well, instead of the usual 2 children, there were 5. Apparently, one of the kids wanted to have a sleepover at their aunt's house and invited 3 friends. My girlfriend kept staring at me from the corner of her eye, and I knew that she wanted me to cancel my plans with my dad to take care of these kids, so I waited for her to ask or to say anything about it, but she didn't, so I didn't. I tried to help while I was there, took her dog outside, and tried to wear them down by racing them, lol, and then ordered pizza. They weren't bad kids, or even very rowdy, mostly excited. I left at around the time I had originally intended, and my girlfriend didn't say anything but clearly wasn't happy. The night with my dad went great, but uneventful. This morning I woke up to a text from her. I have never felt as disrespected as I do right now. You were meant to be my partner, and you abandoned me. I needed your help, and you left me here to fend for myself. What did I do to deserve that? Do you hate me? Followed by another text, I think we need to talk in person. I'm honestly kind of angry myself the more I think about it. She signed up to watch 5 children, and then got angry when she had to watch 5 children? But then I wonder if I'm being too harsh because I do help out whenever I'm there, pretty often, so there was a certain standard set in her head that I would help. I don't know. I think I would just like to hear the opinions of strangers before I have this talk and do something I regret because I think she's being unfair. Update 1. So, you guys really helped me see some things I hadn't considered before. Someone mentioned that offering me booze to get me to stay was pretty insidious, and they wondered how many times she did it and I just didn't notice. That made me wonder, and I started thinking back to how many times I was there already, either having a drink on the couch or working on something for her, and her cousin's kids showed up either out of the blue or my girlfriend forgot to mention they would be there. It also made me wonder how much of my decision to help babysit for free was actually my idea. I didn't love the idea of being manipulated, but I figured honestly it was a harmless enough case, and if we talked about it and she apologized, it would be no big deal. So, when I went over to her place the next day, I was pretty calm. We had texted a little back and forth on the phone, but nothing big because I think we both wanted to talk in person. She was crying before I got there. We sat down, and she started off, "Why did you leave me?" So I asked her why she didn't ask me to stay. She said that she knew I knew, and that I was smart enough to know she would need help with 5 children. So I asked if I would have gotten any of the money, and she looked angry and started going on about how she didn't know I had fallen on such hard times and that she would go in her purse. I rolled my eyes at that, immature I know, and asked if she tried giving me booze so I wouldn't leave, and she looked shocked for a minute before answering no. It was so obviously a lie that I just moved to the next question, asking if she had done it before. She started looking angry again and said that if I really thought she would do that, we shouldn't be in a relationship. I knew she was being facetious, but honestly, I was so done at this point you could stick a fork in me, so I took her up on it. I hadn't intended to break up with her, but suddenly when I was given the opening, I realized I kinda wanted to. I still love her, don't get me wrong, but this wasn't the first time she had screamed like that, though it usually wasn't at me. I just didn't want to hear it anymore. She messaged me the next day, apologizing, and asking if I saw a future for us, but when I said no, she dropped it. Her mom and dad came to my work, and I don't know if it was just hilarious timing or if they wanted to say goodbye. We had a pretty good talk, and they confirmed there are no hard feelings with them. I didn't ask about my ex because it didn't feel proper, but they offered that when she had talked to them, she had been really embarrassed about the breakup. They were hinting that they wanted to know why, and I just shrugged. I wasn't sure how they would respond, and I didn't want to get either of us in hot water with them or accidentally start up some kind of reconciliation attempt. Thanks for the help everyone.